All right, everybody, we are live again today to talk about things going to help grow your business. And today, on our little episode, we are going to focus in, is AI actually good for your business? Obviously, there's been a lot of things coming out with AI, and there's just too much to even keep up with. But I've got me and Ted are here today to talk about things that we have literally done ourselves using AI and want to address, how can you use it now after growing your business?
And I think you hit it on the head with how fast everything's moving.
Oh, it's crazy. I am seeing new apps come out almost, seems like almost on a daily basis right now. There's no keeping up with this. And so so obviously there's lots of types of AI. And what we're talking about here is specifically generative AI. AI, which is capable of creating something or enhancing something. So if you ask it a question, it can create the answer for you based off its own knowledge that it has collected over time, or a video, or in a brand new image, or enhancing an image. Now, we've already seen this with some of the political candidates coming up. They're already doing these fake videos that they're throwing out there. And this is kind of bonkers that we're already seeing this stuff and we're barely into the season. But in any case, we're
Don't
not
believe
here
what
to
you
talk
see.
about politics. We're here to talk about business and how we can use this stuff. And one of the sites that I worked on here recently was for a doctor's office, a general practitioner. It's really hard to get good content out of doctors.
I think it's good. It's hard to get good content out of anyone that's not a writer.
That's probably true. It actually is. That's very true. Yeah, it's one of the slowest when you're just creating a marketing website. It's one of the slowest parts of it. Yeah, you can create designs really quick these days, and good ones. But the content itself, if the content's terrible, the site's going to be terrible. And most people, they don't like writing. Don't make me write. I don't want to do this, and so it just drags on and on and on. They've got to go internally and say, is this the right thing to say? Is that the right thing to say? So it's challenging. And usually it will drag out, a project extra months or weeks or months at the very least. So yeah, not fun. Especially if the customer wants to, I need to get this website up and running. I need changes. I need a new website or whatever it may be. Okay, yeah, well, we can get all the technical aspects done quick and make it
Yeah.
pretty, but trying to work on the messaging that's the hard part. It really
Yeah,
is.
especially not being the expert in a specific field, like,
Exactly.
medical field.
Yep.
As an agency, being able to write something
Yeah.
that, you know, could work.
Yep, you got it. Now I've done several doctor websites before, but there's so much stuff out there in the medical space. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not really sure what that particular expertise is. I got to go research it and figure it out in order to write a good message around it. And usually, it's where you end up. The doctor, when they're working with them directly, like with a small practice, they'll usually say, okay, yeah, I'm going to hand this off to my administrative assistant to go create it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes that's a good thing. It can be good if they enjoy that kind of stuff, but usually the doctor's usually dumping all sorts of stuff on their on administrative assistants and their admins and what have you, and it's just overwhelming to them. So, but in this case, what can it help you grow your business? So what I ended up doing is this particular doctor for this general practitioner, they needed to get a website up and quick. This was a brand new general practitioner. And so, and they needed to get something up fast, like I said. So what ended up happening is they didn't have time to create the content. Doctors are busy. And so we were like, okay, what are your specialty areas? Okay, got those all nailed down and just went over to ChatGPT. So I did sign up. I am signed up for the paid version of GPT, which isn't terribly expensive. But I went in there. It's like, okay, explain to me what this is. There's some of those areas I'm like, I don't really know what that is. And so GPT, tell me. Okay, great. Got some content. Opening paragraphs, write it in. Told GPT write it in such a way that it's marketing friendly. That somebody to help somebody who doesn't know what it is, like me, understand what it is. Okay, give me a title for this section. Now, I had several cases like, okay, I've written a zillion titles in my lifetime. And so it's like, okay, I didn't like that. If I typed it in and it gave me a title back, I was like, yeah, that's not quite right. And so I ended up saying, oh, just give me 10. Yeah. Give me 10 of them. And I was like, oh, yeah, hey, I like that one. tweak it a little bit. It's a little bit long, or wasn't using the right kind of wording that I wanted, but it was like that's pretty close. Put it out there. I was like, okay, this is fantastic. This is actually it was saving me tons and tons of time of me just going to websites to research what it is, sit down, figure out a bunch of titles, figure out how I'm going to write this thing. Where this was able to, in this case, get something cranked out quickly, which is what this
Yeah.
doctor specifically
Hmm.
needed. And so I was able to shave probably weeks off this thing of waiting for the doctor to produce the content. I created for it, put it in front of him. He says, "Is this good?" Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Is it the world's best content? No, of course not. It needed it quick, not perfect. But it works. It reads easy. I was able to, of course, I didn't just copy paste, I actually modified it, but it
Sure.
saved a lot of time. It saved me a lot of time, saved the customer time. It was saved him the time to put it together, the frustration, saved me the time because I was able to get it quick out faster. And it's literally shaved off a lot of effort on getting brand new content up and running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, no, I wouldn't use it for writing a huge long blog post or something along those lines, but for creating ideas real fast, I mean, it's a time saver without doubt.
Yeah.
I think that this particular website would have taken an extra couple of weeks of back and forth with the customer on trying to get what they needed and nail it down. Because in this case, they're not trying to be the best doctor's site in the world. I want to rule the world. I want to rank number top three for general practitioner. They're not trying to do that. They just want
Right.
a website that works for people in their area.
Yeah. Something
It's simple.
informative and just something that gets them in the door.
Yeah. And so we're talking about growth. I mean, if time is money, then it saves a lot of time and it's well above average.
Yeah. And I
Well,
like, from my experience,
yeah,
I like limiting it, saying, give me titles max 10 words, or
yeah.
you can
Oh, yeah.
actually kind of limit it and keep it to a concise
Right.
frame of words, which is nice. You mentioned, not writing it for a blog post, but taking that content and being able, like tone of voice, like there's now, you prompt and say, hey, I'm talking to you as someone with, this type of knowledge, this
Right.
type of voice, and it will
It
give you
will.
those types of content in that voice.
Kind of like everybody keeps saying that's scary, but it's really good.
You mentioned it earlier about, the doctor handing it off to his assistant, but I
Uh,
think what generative AI has come to me as an assistant, using it
Good point.
to, help you, not so much replace things. And I know there's lots of talk about replacing, but,
Right.
I think being that person that can use it as a tool.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a great tool, and that's it. It has to be a tool. You have to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
If you're terrible at writing, if you are terrible at writing content, but you're the only person to write content, guess what? Generative AI is gonna be like huge for you.
Sure. And
Oh yeah,
and if
that's
you
what I
are a
wanted
great
to say.
and if you are a great writer,
Yeah,
it's still a toolbox
yeah.
accessory where it's not going to write your content, but maybe it can generate the ideas for the content.
Absolutely, and using it for research,
Yeah.
saying, "Okay, explain to me whatever blah 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 is." Man, it is fantastic. I mean, its knowledge base is enormous, and so
Yeah.
it's fantastic at getting stuff. So I don't have to go to this website and this website and this website and this website in order to understand a principle. It
Yep.
can spit it out for me. Yeah, obviously, we're not trying to learn how to build a rocket or something like that. Even though I bet if you ask it how do you build a rocket, it will probably tell you. But I'm not trying to
Probably.
do that. I'm
I,
not trying to.
that's it almost feels like, early web surfing days, but,
Yeah.
it is very conversational. And I think, if you ask it a question, you can always have it modify right then and there. Like, hey, I don't really like that. Oh, it'll even apologize to you. I mean,
I've seen it do that. Yes.
yeah, it's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me fix that for you.
As we've been playing with this, some of them, like I've been going back to some of my legacy blog posts that I've written in time back in the past that I don't have a whole lot of activity going on anymore. You should be clearing out blog posts that don't do anything. But I ran this kind of as a test. I was like, I have an article on what is MarTech, marketing technology. and I get the occasional visit on it occasionally. I'm not trying to rank high for it or anything like that. But I went back and said, okay, I'm going to run this as a test. And I created a whole bunch of new content. Because this article is like 7 years old. And so I just, using GPT, I went and asked the right questions and got back responses, modified that, and stuck it back out there on my legacy blog post. Didn't change the URL or anything. I just added it to the blog post and it's updated for 2023. And I was like, okay, this is good additional content. Now I didn't it didn't take me from like ranking from really low up into the top 10. But what ended up happening is that I ended up ranking for a whole bunch of new keywords, which I had not before, which
Mm.
ultimately helps me on that kind of what is MarTech term on ranking that higher. And so
Yeah.
that actually pushed up. And so I saw when I looked at Google Search Console, all of a sudden I'm getting a whole lot of additional searches, me
Mhm.
showing up for a whole bunch of additional searches I've never shown up for before. And so from an SEO perspective, at least for now, I don't know about the long term, but for right now, it does seem that doing the right things with your content, it does seem to help out on creating good content.
For
For,
now. I think we talked
for,
about it last time.
for now,
Well,
for
yeah, we
now.
talked about that last time where, okay, what's the purpose of a site then?
Mhm. If everybody can write the same thing with an amazing with generative AI, everybody's site's going to suddenly be the same. So you've got to
Yeah.
be good at writing your own content. So yeah, I think that there is a window right now of being a boost to
Mhm.
what you're doing as far as attracting an audience. Long term, we'll have to wait and see. It's just
Oh,
hard
yeah.
hard to say. Right, impossible to say. Truth. I mean, I can make all sorts of guesses, but I'll be wrong.
Well, and like we started, not believing everything you see. It's not just written word, it's visuals
Yes.
and the creation of anything visual. We were just talking about writing, but you mentioned a website. There's coding, and there's video AI video production that's happening now.
Yeah, and it's getting good. It's not perfect, but it's rapidly improving.
Yeah.
It's scary how fast it's improving. So, uh, yeah, I don't
Just
know, the future
hold
holds
on.
promise. Yes, hold on.
Or find a way to use it in your day-to-day workflow,
Exactly.
by actually letting it be an assistant. And I know you pay for the version, but you don't have to. I mean, I
Yep.
use the free version. I go on there every day
Yep.
and type some things. I've done it for itineraries,
Mhm.
bulleted points. There's things that it'll just go down and create uh,
It's a tool.
formatted text for you even.
Yeah, it is a very helpful tool right now. So, from a business perspective, is it good for your company growth? Yes. I mean, from both an SEO standpoint, generating new content, generating ideas, doing research, it can help grow your business for
Yeah.
now. Use it as
Yeah.
part of your processes. Learn how to adapt. If you're not learning this stuff, you're going to be left behind. That is the one thing I do guarantee off this. If you're not learning it now, you're going to be playing a lot of catch up in the future. It's going to be painful because everybody is using this stuff now. Well, I say
Yeah, and I
a lot.
think as it gets it's gonna get put in front of you in more places, like, of all people, and I know why, but Microsoft and the Edge browser, their search now is integrated with ChatGPT, and,
Mhm.
they're a, like, big investor in the company, but they have both text and images that you can do inside Edge browser, which from a personal perspective, I never thought I'd use Microsoft Edge browser again, but now I've got it open every now and then and playing with some of the new tools they're adding in there.
Yeah.
But that tool set's going to continue to get expanded with this functionality. Even Photoshop, right?
Definitely.
Just within the last week, Photoshop being able to add generative fill to
Mhm.
their software.
Absolutely.
That's just gonna your tool sets are just gonna keep getting enhanced by this.
They are. They are. So pay attention to it.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that's the end of our episode today. Yep. Yeah, of course, wherever you're watching this, wherever you're consuming this, please be sure to follow, subscribe, whatever it is on the platform. We're getting on all sorts of different ones that are out there. So if you enjoy this stuff, share it with your friends. Keep following us. We'll keep talking about issues that are going to help you grow your business. All right, guys. Thanks.